Alright everyone, I'm all done. Here are my stewed potatoes. See? These are stewed potatoes with the onion, the butter. Y'all saw how I made that. Here are the shaved, spare ribs. And here is the cabbage. So I hope y'all enjoyed me making this video. Let me get one so y'all can see it up close. Yeah. Stewed potatoes up close. Y'all know I'm trying not to drop my phone in the food. A lot of pepper. And Tyra came through with her skillet cornbread. Yep. So, y'all please like this video. Subscribe to my channel. Hit that bell so you get notifications every time we post. Please share with everyone. Please also go to Tyra's channel. Do the exact same for her. And why not? Cook a meal and share it with me. Love y'all. Why not? Why not?
Kick.
Why not? That means me some true competition.
Everybody shake your baby.
Why not? Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Why Not? It's your girl, Wylondria, and I want to thank all of you for coming in today. And happy Monday. Y'all, today I'm going to take y'all along with me as I prepare some stewed potatoes with onion and butter. And I'm going to do some shaved spare ribs with gravy. And I'm going to make some more cabbage. I'm going to steam the cabbage this time. They wanted it basically how I did it before. But I don't think I'm going to do that because we already got enough meats. So I'm just going to steam it with a little bit of banana peppers, a little bit of red pepper flakes, the vinegar, a little bit of bacon. So that's what I'm going to do today. So I'm going to let y'all watch me peel some potatoes. I'll get ready for my stewed potatoes. Y'all, we used to eat stewed potatoes all the time. I haven't had them in a while. I did attempt to make them. I don't know what went wrong. So I'm hoping that I can bring it back. Because I used to make stewed potatoes all the time. I know y'all saying like, what are stewed potatoes? Well, stewed potatoes, you basically cut them in chunks like you're doing potato salad. And then in a pot, you get some onion if you want onion. I have done them without onion. But I normally put some butter and onion in a pot. And I just let that boil. And then I add in my chunk potatoes that are roughly cut. And then it just does what it does. So you'll have some chunks in there, and then you'll have some that have melded with the butter and onion. So it'll be kind of mashed, but it is so delicious. And so I think that'll go good with the shaved spare ribs. Because I was going to do, it was a choice between rice, mashed potatoes, and stewed potatoes. So I gave my dad the option and he chose what I was thinking. I'm like, yes. Since we having stewed potatoes, Princess, we will not be having potato salad. So it's not a big dinner today. Probably get tired to do some cornbread. But it's not a big dinner today. But it's going to be a good dinner. I know y'all saying, why you won't go get a peeler? Y'all, I actually love peeling potatoes. Now, if I was in the army and I had to do this, I don't think I'd love to do it because there's too many people and then there's too many potatoes I have to peel. After a certain amount of time, your hands start hurting, so I'm not gonna front. I'm your brave lady, I'm back at it again. Peeling potatoes for my stewed potatoes. We're having shaved spare ribs and gravy with cabbage to top off our meat. Y'all, I got to remember, somebody told me to say, I got to go back and look. If I don't like say it a couple of times in my head, I kind of like forget. Yeah, I'm a little old. Okay, let me be quiet so I can speed through.
Where's Baby go?
Ain't no more. You did it again?
Yeah. Well, this one isn't that deep.
Alright everyone, I'm about to put on my stewed potatoes. I have my onion and my butter in the pot. Behind that, the big pot behind has just onions in it, and I have the skillet with my grease warming up for my shaved spare ribs. So y'all gonna see some multitasking here. And I thought it wasn't gonna be as long, but I want to show y'all every step. I do have all the ingredients I need on the other side of the skillet, so I can get everything done while standing up here at the stove before I go sit down. So I'm actually cutting up a little bit more onion that I'm gonna use for the gravy for the beef, but and also get my slurry together for that as well. I was not going to try it again this time, y'all, like I did with the oxtails and putting it in there. Nope. I was going to do it just like I normally do it, the easy way for me. So that's what I was doing, is putting my slurry down, getting everything ready. So I'm stirring up. I did speed it up some, y'all, because it really was long. I wanted to cut some out, but I wanted to tell y'all exactly what I was doing. So I've already seasoned it a little. I'm adding some more butter. Y'all, actually, I normally have more butter than that, but because I'm cooking for my dad, I'm going to do half butter. So I had 2 sticks of butter, and then I'm going to add my water. And I'm going to let that cook down some, and then I'm going to add my potatoes in. And I'm going to leave the lid off because you have to keep it on high when you're doing stewed potatoes, just like if you were boiling potatoes for your potato salad. Keep it on high, but you have to stir it constantly, because when that starch start breaking down, it'll start sticking to the bottom of the pot. So that's why you're going to see me stirring a lot, and I got the long stem spoon because that steam is going to be something else, and you'll see in a minute, because I actually thought you could see me browning the beef, but I didn't notice all the steam was in the way, but you can see some of what I'm doing. So I'm seasoning it now. I always use a lot of pepper, so I just use salt, pepper, lemon pepper, and in there with the butter and the onion. So that's basically all that goes in the stewed potatoes. And I usually me stir it as I go by. And what I just put it in, I actually have like a glass that I put my spoons in that I'm gonna use. So now I have my beef that I'm about to get together. I put a little bit of flour on that, and I'm going to brown that before I put it in the pan. And I didn't do it in the crock pot because since it's shaved beef ribs, it's not going to take as long, and it's thin. So I just want to brown it so I can keep it tender when I put it in the pot on top of the raw onions. But y'all gonna see me saute some onions as well. So I'm really trying to get the flour on it. I'm putting flour on it. And I'm trying to separate it because it was in the refrigerator. I just lightly seasoned it yesterday with a little bit of seasoning salt, a little bit of pepper, and a little bit of meat tenderizer. That's all I used on that to season it. Like I said, I try not to over season, and I try to rub it down throughout the meat so it can spread. So that's my slurry. I'm getting everything ready, y'all, so I won't have to be moving back and forth. All right, stir your potatoes. Stir your potatoes. I probably could have cut them bigger, but it's going to turn out really good. So now I'm going to, and y'all, it was a task. I'm telling you, it was a task. I did have Tyra cut up some onions for me, but I finished cutting them for her because she had to do something. And so now I'm putting the ribs, the beef ribs, shaved beef ribs in the skillet to brown them. And I'm going to use the same method I did with the oxtails. But like I said, this is not going to take long at all, especially with this cut of meat because of how thin it is. But you'll see me as I do it. And then I wasn't going to do voiceovers. I was actually going to walk y'all through me doing the meal, but we started talking about colleges and she looking at colleges and all of that. So y'all, the conversation was all over the place. So I just said, let me just talk it through and then I'll let y'all know what I'm doing. There we go. I'm just stirring some more. I must be had to season it some more because I was tasting that throughout. If y'all notice, I normally just eyeball my food. I don't taste a lot, but and it normally works out. That's a blessing. That's a skill. How many of y'all have that skill? Because, you know, when you cooking, you just get so full because you're constantly tasting this, you're constantly tasting that. And when you finish eating, you're like, I don't feel like eating because I'm just full. You're just tired and full because you done taste everything. So that's probably why I've gotten like that. So, because when I finish cooking, I want to sit down and eat with the family, but I want to have an appetite. So now I'm taking up some, and what I did was, if you know, when you buy shaved beef ribs, they're normally long, like 4 bones. And what I did was I kept some long, and then I cut some down to like 1 bone, some 2 bones on each side, or you know, I just cut them down just to ration it out. You know, I love to ration. But, you know, we feed in like 4 people. And, of course, we'll have some left over. But, you know, that's just what I like to do. So you won't have all long pieces. Because everybody might not want that much. So if you cut it, then, you know, they can pretty much get the size that they want. And you see steady stirring. It's still on high. And the steam is going. So I'm actually multitasking. Now, mind you, I still have to do the cabbage. And I did revise what I was going to do a little bit with the cabbage because I didn't know we had jalapenos. Tyra bought jalapenos. So I'm using that. And I did not use any meat in the cabbage. So you'll see me work with that. And as y'all know, I normally season my water. I had the jalapenos. So I basically treated the jalapenos like I do onions when I'm sauteing onions. You just put it down there with the butter and let it cook, and then you add a little bit of water. So that's how I basically treated the cabbage. You'll see that shortly. But I'm trying to get through browning the beef and transferring it into the pot on top of some onion. Man, y'all, I was so much happier with doing the gravy like I normally did it. And you'll see, because if you look back at the oxtail video and you look at this video, so I finished browning the meat. So I left it all the juices, all the drippings from the beef. I put the onions in, and I'm gonna stir the potatoes. Yep. And then while the you know, that's a skillet. So I actually have the skillet off. And because I know it's still hot and it's going to be hot for a minute. So browning the onion. I didn't put any butter on it. but I am going to add water, and then I'm going to season it. I think I seasoned it a little bit, and then I said, oh no, I got to stir my potatoes. Can't have that stuck. Yeah, add a little bit more water. So yes, as you're doing your potatoes, you're going to be adding water in between, because you'll see where it's starting to thicken up from the starch as it breaks down. And I said, oh, that's a lot of pepper. But believe you me, you don't taste it. It's a good accent to the stewed potatoes. But of course, you can make it to how you want to make it. So add, I think I'm going to do the water to my onion now. And I think I'm going to put all that water because I think I want a lot of gravy. I want a lot of gravy to go on the beef, because even though you're going to have stewed potatoes, you really don't need the gravy, but still yet you want your beef to kind of like saute and marinate in something. So that's why I did the gravy. And what we'll probably do is just save that gravy for something else. Do a rice later on this week. So now I'm seasoning the gravy, and I use the browning gravy mix to add some color, and I'm also going to use some meat tenderizer in my gravy, because I'm going to pour it all on the beef. And you want it to be good and tender. And y'all will see, because we actually did the mukbang for this on Tyra's channel. So that'll be coming out later, because I don't know how much she got backed up on hers, but it's going to be coming out later. But at the end, I'm going to show y'all a video of the end result of the stewed potatoes. I actually could have used a smaller pot for the potatoes, but I wasn't sure of how much water and butter I was needing. I didn't want to have to start in one and then transfer in another. So I'm stirring, and y'all see the potatoes breaking down, but you'll see it break down even more later. So now I'm adding pepper over on more of the potatoes. Yep. Because, you have to season potatoes, because they can take a lot of seasoning. But it's just that don't over season. So now I'm doing my gravy. I'm pouring my slurry in, and y'all know as I do it, I stir as I'm pouring to thicken up the gravy. And like I said, I didn't realize, my apologies, I didn't realize how much steam was coming from the pot to where you couldn't see what I was doing, because I was showing you. You see me lift my spoon so you can see how thick the gravy is getting. It's getting really thick from what it was, but you just can't see because of the steam. My apologies. I guess I'm gonna have to do a camera on both sides. We'll get there one day. We will get there. But you'll see when I pour it in. It's a great consistency for the meat, and I am going to add a little bit more water on to that, just because my dad, he really doesn't like thick gravy. And because the beef is really not coated, it's not going to thicken anymore. So I loosen up that gravy a little bit. And y'all see the potatoes are coming around. Yeah, so that's the part where you really can't hold. You need a pot holder. Now, I wasn't going to try and be brave. Y'all see me touch it? No, Faye, don't do it. A little bit of water. And y'all, I was sweating up something. I wish y'all could have seen me. But I am getting all that from the bottom. It's not burnt. It's just that it's starting to cake up, and you want to loosen it up. You want to loosen it up some. So there we go. We have the lid on that. And now I'm going to pour the gravy in. So y'all see the gravy? The gravy and onion is going in on top of the beef, and I'm gonna move the beef to the eye that I just took the gravy off of. I think I'm gonna wipe it off some, because with that skillet, while I was stirring, some went over onto the eye. So straighten it up a little before we continue on. Yeah, I know it's hot and I know it's on, but that's all right. The heat kind of like help you get stuff off of it too. There we go. So now I'm going to stir that up some, then I can cover that because I had that on, I think, like medium. Because it really didn't need to cook too much longer because the beef was pretty much done. If anything, I just wanted to marinate with the beef. And add a little bit of water on that because it wasn't enough gravy to coat everything. So I wanted to cover and, like I said, to marinate with it. And the onions, even though we have some cooked ones and we have some raw ones, sometimes you still want a little crunch to your gravy. And the more you use it, the more, here we go. That's the beef. But I'm going to show y'all again at the end. And I just spread that out and put a lid on it. And now go to the cabbage. Get my pot for that. Check the potatoes again. And y'all see I'm used to it. Y'all see the pot didn't have a top to it. It has the top, but it doesn't have a top where you pick it up. So I'm accustomed to it. So that's why I just used the spoon to take it off, and then the pot holder to move it. Because I was not about to burn myself. I needed a little bit more salt. Because it really didn't have, I mean, it has a taste to it, but it didn't have a strong taste. I like to cook to where I got tired of tasting too. I like to cook to where if you're going to eat, I just want you to pick up your fork, your knife, your spoon, whatever you're going to eat with, and just start eating. I mean, you can add your hot sauce and your vinegar if you want, but I promise you, when I'm cooking, only thing you got to do is pick up a fork and ready to eat. You got the right amount of seasonings. It's not over seasoned, it's not under seasoned. It's just right for you to eat and enjoy yourself. Okay, so now I'm about to start with the jalapenos in the pot in the back. I think I used some butter as well. I did have to go get butter because there was so much going on. I didn't want the butter to melt, so I had that in the refrigerator. The Frigidaire. Yeah, 2 tablespoons of butter. And then I'm going to add in the jalapeno. I actually cut it on, so I'm doing the jalapeno. I actually did show it to y'all, but I kind of like repositioned the camera, well, the video, so y'all can see a close-up of the food. Aside from my belly, y'all can see a close-up of the food. So that's lemon pepper. Y'all know I always use lemon pepper. Lemon pepper, salt, and pepper. That's all I use. And vinegar. Oh, sorry. Lemon pepper, salt, pepper, sugar, and vinegar. And jalapeno and cabbage. That's all that was in that. So if y'all notice, I really don't use a lot of seasonings and a lot of the things that I cook. I just use the basics most of the time. Yeah, that beef going good. Taste that, make sure it's okay. Have Tyra come around and taste that, make sure it's okay. Yep. So since she got a refined palate, so I say I'll let her taste it as well to let me know. Okay, put the top back on that. Letting that marinate some. There's some water in that. I think I put a little bit of vinegar. There we go. A little bit more. There we go. Because I did use some of the juices from the jalapeno. And then some red pepper flakes. And I did use red pepper flakes. Only because my daddy liked red pepper flakes. So the cabbage did have a good kick to it. It wasn't hot, but it had a great kick. I just add some water to that. And now I'm going to add the cabbage. Tyra cut up the cabbage for me. Some fresh cut cabbage that I'm using in there. And I know y'all saying, Tyra, all that gonna go in there. I'm gonna make it fit because it's gonna weather down in a few anyhow. So I have that on high. And you don't need that much water with cabbage because it sweats, so it's gonna make its own water. So that's why I had that little bit of water Got it on high, and I'm gonna put that lid on it so it can steam real good to cook down. There we go. Yep, the pot ain't closed down, but it will eventually. Okay, now try the potatoes again. I'm saying, oh yes. I said, well, I want to show y'all. I want to show y'all. Faye, get that lid. Get that lid, girl. Get that lid so you can bring it to the camera and show it to them. I was going to bring it, but no, I said that would have been too much goodness dropping. There we go. See that? Oh, yes. Oh, I'm telling you. But you'll see the end result when it's all done and on your plate. It's like a mashed potato that's smothered in goodness of butter and pepper, along with some chunks of potato that just melts in your mouth. Yeah, here's the end result. All right, everyone, I'm all done. Here are my stewed potatoes. See, these are stewed potatoes with the onion, the butter. Yeah, saw how I made that. Here are the shaved, oops, sorry, spare ribs. And here is the cabbage. So I hope y'all enjoyed me making this video. Let me get one so y'all can see it up close. Yep. Stewed potatoes up close. Y'all know I'm trying not to drop my phone in the food. A lot of pepper. And Tyra came through with her skillet cornbread. Yep. So y'all, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit that bell so you get notifications every time we post. Please share with everyone. Please also go to Tyra's channel, do the exact same for her. And why not cook a meal and share it with me. Love y'all.